Hello and welcome to episode number 3 of the WWE 2K20 Universe Mode. We're here for part 3 of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and we're kicking us off with some Raw Women's Championship action.
The following contest is a fatal four-way match and is for the Raw Women's Championship. Making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, Becky Lynch.
And of course, what better way to kick off Raw Women's Championship action with the man herself in action in a fatal four-way contest here tonight. The championship she's held pretty much the entire year since WrestleMania, and she's going to look to win it back here tonight because all the titles did get vacated. But she's got some tough competition because this could be a fatal four-way match between Raw's top 4 women's draft picks to decide who really is the top dog in the Raw Women's division. And of course, Becky the man is going to have a chip on her shoulder because she obviously sees herself as the man in the women's division, but she was not Raw's first pick. That would go to this young lady.
And her opponents, first, from Tokyo, Japan, Io Shirai.
Io Shirai looking to make a mark in her first match here on the Monday Night Raw. In fact, this is only of these 4 women here, only Becky Lynch has wrestled on Raw before. So, whether you want to give her the advantage because she's been on the big stage like Money in the Bank before, you can do that. But Io Shirai, of course, picked first, and she's going to want to try and prove to everybody why she was Raw's top women's draft pick. Some call her the genius of the sky. She needs to prove to the world that she is what she says she is, and that is one of the best female wrestlers on the planet today. And what better way to do so than by winning the Raw Women's Championship in your debut. She's going to have some tough competition again, because all 4 of these women are going to be on a hunt for the championship goal, including this woman right here.
And from Anaheim, California,
Candice LeRae, she's going to have to try and put what happened to her husband earlier on tonight in the last part in the United States Championship match behind her. Focus on herself here tonight. And forget about Tommaso Ciampa, because if she lets that play on her mind, it could take her out of the moment and cause her to mess up on achieving her goal of becoming the Raw Women's Champion. Candice LeRae, obviously the most experienced woman in this match. I believe she's been wrestling for the longest amount of time out of all 4 of these ladies. So if you want to give her the experience advantage in that regard, you can. But it's taken her longer to get here. And here comes
from Gold Coast, Australia,
Toni Storm, winner of the 2nd annual Mae Young Classic. And she actually beat Io Shirai in the final, so she does have a victory over Io Shirai. Which is... no, it's not, because Io Shirai also has a victory over Candice LeRae. So, victories have been traded around between these women that have met each other before. But who's going to pick out the victory here tonight and become the first Raw Women's Champion in Universe Mode? We're about to find out. What a contest it's going to be between Raw's top 4 draft picks for the women's division. But only one will be the top dog, will be the Raw Women's Champion. Crowd, as you can hear, as is per usual for the year, this year, firmly behind the man, Becky Lynch, as the Raw Women's title is held up high. And it won't be held up again until one of these women, either Becky Lynch there, Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, or Toni Storm, is your Raw Women's Champion. Candice and Toni charging straight at Io. Toni at Io, Candice at Becky. Looking at... Oh! Maintain momentum in the early goings of this matchup here. Becky can send Candice LeRae to the outside. Always a smart strategy early on in a fatal four-way match is to take 2 people outside, because you can do the most damage out there. And let Io Shirai and Toni Storm, and you know they're probably not going to be able to pin each other this early on. So, and now Io and Toni back and forth. Candice, big head scissors takedown to Becky Lynch on the outside. As Toni Storm goes for a fisherman driver, but Io Shirai reverses it into a small package. Could have got Toni Storm early here. Oh. I say that they go outside because they know they're not going to get it, but Candice LeRae actually did come in there looking a bit concerned that Toni Storm wasn't going to kick out there. Becky into Candice exchanging blows. Io working down the arm of Candice, Toni Storm even. Candice LeRae. Oh, huge! I don't even know what to call that. Becky kicks out before Io Shirai can get here, but she did have it covered. There was no way she's going to let this match end like that. That's Candice going for a power bomb into a gory bomb position. Becky turns into a DDT. And Becky and Candice again going at it as Toni Storm again sent to the outside by Io Shirai. She pings straight back up and sends Shirai into the apron. And now Toni Storm watching on. She's going to pick her prey once. Whoever comes out on top here is going to be Lynch. And Toni Storm jumping straight on the man. Suplex. Becky lands on her feet. As she's going to send Toni Storm to the outside again. Io Shirai up on the top rope. What's she thinking here? She's going to call Toni Storm to her feet. And big, massive drop kick to the outside. That's why they call her the Genius of the Sky. As Candice LeRae takes Toni Storm down. And both Io and Candice now are try and take it to Toni Storm. In that corner there. Io sends her away, but oh! Toni catches her with a German suplex. Becky Lynch now back into the equation. There's all four women on the outside. In that corner, taking it to each other. Who's going to be the first person again? I think it's going to be Io Shirai. Oh, German suplex. Caught with the elbows. And again a reversal. Out of the way of the drop kick for Io Shirai and a big knee to the face. Candice LeRae on top of Becky Lynch on the outside as well. A couple of stomps by Toni Storm to the face of Io Shirai. Again, I said it in the entrance, you have to wonder whether what happened to Johnny Gargano in the last part is playing on the mind of Candice LeRae. She seems to be doing just fine at the moment, but so maybe she has put it to the back of her head. But Becky Lynch now back on top because you can't keep the man down without a fight. Big elbow to the face as Toni Storm. Oh. And Hurricane Rana by Candice LeRae. Big knee by Toni Storm. She calls Io Shirai to her feet yet again. Don't know what she's got planned here. She grabs Io by the head. There's another knee to the face. That's Toni Storm going for the air raid crash, but Io Shirai counters it and wrenches down the arm. Sliding in, and Candice LeRae and Toni Storm go down at exactly the same time. Knee to the face by Io as Becky goes for the pin. I don't think that's going to be enough, but Toni's there just in case. As is the Genius of the Sky, Japanese superstar Io Shirai. Becky goes for a kick to the midsection. Cody catches her foot and turns it around into a suplex of some kind. And now Io arm leg wrench to Candice LeRae. And Io Shirai taken down by Toni Storm, and now just LeRae and Storm in the ring. As Io is back to her feet. Toni catches. There's that air grade neck breaker to Candice LeRae. And Toni Storm went to kick Io Shirai, but Io Shirai motherfuckers are trying to steal the pinfall off of that air raid crash. She's going to go for it again. Becky looks to try and put Toni Storm to sleep. Io Shirai into the pinfall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Candice LeRae kicks out at 10. Io Shirai should be your Raw Women's Champion right now, but the referee was too focused on Becky Lynch putting the sleeper hold on Toni Storm. And that, you know, that's got to put a chip on Io's shoulder now. She's going to be out for a vengeance for the rest of this match. To win the match that she feels, presumably, that she should rightfully have just won there. But the referee was too focused as a Death Valley driver by Toni Storm as Io Shirai goes to the top. Big drop kick by Toni. Io's groggy on the top. As Toni Storm gets hooks to the arms. Storm 0. 1, 2. Oh, Io Shirai kicked her to the back before the referee counts of 2. There's the big scoop slam. And now it's Toni Storm and Candice LeRae again, but Candice LeRae has recovered after that Storm 0 that she probably wouldn't be pinned, and Toni Storm knows that because these aren't rookies in there. They know, they've had enough experience, they know what they're doing. Becky getting Toni Storm to her feet. Candice LeRae punches. Fisherman suplex again, but Candice LeRae turns into a small package this time, just like Io Shirai did early on in the match. Toni rolls it over. Becky desperately trying to break it up. Gets there in the end. As Io Shirai sends Becky Lynch to the outside. What she figured here. Toni Storm went for a roll up, looking to try and end it. Io Shirai has Becky Lynch rolling on the outside, and there's a suicide dive for the middle rope. The Genius of the Sky again takes flight. Fans shouting, "This is awesome." They are indeed right. As Candice LeRae and Toni Storm, these four women putting it all on the line tonight to become the first Raw Women's Champion of Universe mode. And, sort of more importantly, putting themselves at the top, proving that because these are the top 4 draft picks, so surely whoever wins this will be not only the champion, but also far and away the #1 top dog of the Raw Women's division. And it looks like right now, the man is looking to be that dog. As she's got Candice LeRae prone, but LeRae up to her feet and, taking Becky down. It's Candice LeRae on top of Becky now, looking to place her up against those ropes, and sends her, just tosses her to the outside of the ring. And Candice LeRae must wait for someone to respond and get back into the ring. It's going to be Toni Storm. She goes for a drop kick. They miss each other. Toni with a roll up. Rope break again. Toni got Candice LeRae set up a Storm 0. Io Shirai and Becky Lynch distracted. Here comes Io Shirai now. She does make the save. What a drop kick. Io Shirai. Planted down with a reverse German. She's back to her feet. Toni take her down with a Northern Light suplex this time. These 4 women all reeling now. You can see we're in the latter stages of this matchup now, ladies and gentlemen. And who's going to come out on top? Who's going to maintain the momentum and carry the Raw Women's division into the next episodes of Raw? Candice. There's a Hurricane Rana. Dragging the prone body of Toni Storm into the center of the ring. She goes for a suplex, not suplex, a lion soul, but Toni Storm, not Toni Storm. Io Shirai gets her to her feet. And now Toni Storm being ganged up on by both Io Shirai and Candice LeRae. And now Io and Candice. Becky Lynch comes in, steals the assault. That'll be revenge for earlier on, from when Io Shirai hit the big dive on Becky Lynch. Working over the legs is Candice LeRae. Becky. There's no really time to taunt Becky or Candice. Both of them The WWE Universe was cheering both women on. They both got caught differently. Becky went for a pump handle slam. Io Shirai slipped under the back with a huge drop kick. And here's a fisherman suplex by Toni Storm. Rope break. Becky reeling. Kick to the midsection. Powerbomb coming up. No, it's a pile driver. Spiking the man on her head as she rolls to the outside into the legs of Candice LeRae. As Toni Storm and Io Shirai, other two women laid out on the outside. Candice LeRae back into the ring. There's an air raid neck breaker. Oh, and Candice and Toni jockeying for position here. Kick to the midsection. Io's down, Becky's down. Storm 0. Toni Storm may have just won the Raw Women's Championship right here. No! Candice LeRae is kicked out. And here comes Becky. Disarmer. Locked in on Toni Storm. Io Shirai's up. She's trying to break it up. She misses because the game's hit detection is terrible. She misses again. And again. And Toni Storm submits. Becky Lynch is the Raw. Io Shirai, you saw her storming off there. She's not this because she had the match won earlier on. She had the pinfall. She got the 10 count on Candice LeRae, but she didn't win the championship. And now she didn't win the championship at all because Becky Lynch is the Raw Women's Champion. And you've got to feel for Io Shirai here. She tried and tried and tried to break up that submission, but the game didn't let her do it. And now she's paid the price for it because Becky Lynch, the man, once again, the Raw Women's Champion, back on top of the division she never lost, the championship she never lost, and the division she looks to hold down for a long, long time, even in universe mode. Well, a fantastic match between our four top women here tonight. We can only hope the SmackDown Women's Championship match is just as good, if not better than that.
And it's SmackDown's turn to crown a women's champion. And here comes the first women's SmackDown draft pick. The Mosh Pit Kid from South Australia, Rhea Ripley. Former NXT UK Women's Champion. Perhaps a surprising #1 draft pick for SmackDown. And her opponent tonight is the #2 draft pick. And that is a formula that's going to carry over into tomorrow's world title match. That'll be #1 and 2 draft pick. So if you haven't seen the draft and want to know who that is, then go back and watch the draft. Obviously after you've watched this. Rhea Ripley. Has she got what it takes to become the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion? It's not going to be an easy ride, because if you didn't know, welcome to her opponent, the baddest woman on the planet, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Both of these women former champions. Of course, Rousey was a former Raw Women's Champion. #2 draft pick, and I've heard Rousey wasn't particularly happy that she was only the #2 draft pick. She thought, hang on, why was I not picked first? She's going to have the chance to prove why she should have been picked first. And she takes on Rhea Ripley in this one. All business. And despite her young age, you have to give the experience advantage in terms of wrestling to Rhea Ripley, but being under the spotlights, the big stage experience, perhaps you'd have to give to Rousey. So it's going to be a very interesting dynamic. Either way, we are going to crown the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. And an Olympic slam right off the bat from Rousey stated her intent. Of course, made her debut at WrestleMania 34 teaming with Kurt Angle. Probably learned that move from him. And Rousey's on top early, already going after the arm, and obviously we know what damage she can do with an armbar. That's what Rhea Ripley's going to have to defend against and be able to survive if she has any chance of winning here. Of course, SmackDown brand is already crowned the Revival as your SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Yesterday's episode, we crowned Drew Gulak as the Intercontinental Champion. It's going to be either Ripley or Rousey that add their names to the list of gold holders on the blue brand. Ripley with the power, and perhaps I suggest that is the one area that Ripley can fundamentally say she has the advantage on, and that is power. If she can use her power game against Rousey, she has a chance. Hanging Rousey up in the ropes. Comes down with a neck breaker. The Gulak bait match yesterday was extremely good. So Gulak kick out of 3 Tyler Driver 97s. Bait kicked out of 2 half and half suplexes and escaped 2 Gulaks, only to be pinned after the second Gulak because the damage had already been done. Rousey with a massive clothesline into the corner. And just to reiterate what I've been saying, SmackDown will have a big influence, or not influence, a big impetus on the influence of match records. More on that obviously will be revealed as we move into the TV episodes. But yeah, match records are something that are going to be very much focused on. So not only will the winner of this one earn the championship, but the loser essentially goes to the back of the line as the only woman on the roster to have suffered a loss. So it's high stakes. Rousey has the upper hand now. Big kick to the back. And Ripley could be in trouble here because Rousey is looking dominant, although Ripley escapes. The monkey flip on the outside, and perhaps that's what she has to do. Evasion is the name of the game. Perhaps that is what she can rely on. On arrival. It's very much a case of strike when you can. And she's just taking her time a little bit too much, I feel. Although back suplex now. Rousey escapes. You can tell Rousey's been scouting for this one. The number of reversals has been pretty mental. We saw some great fundamentals in the Gulak bait match. A lot of scouting clearly done there, and it doesn't look like this one's any different. And Rousey gets Ripley up, and the Piper's Pit early. Could that be it? Could that be all she wrote early on? Can Ripley kick out with the Piper's Pit? Yes, she can. And now Rousey drags Ripley to the middle of the ring. What is she going to go for here? She rolls through the leg. And once again, another Piper's Pit. That makes it 2. And can Ripley kick out of a second Piper's Pit? Yes, she can. And Rousey is pretty concerned that 2 Piper's Pits have not put Ripley away. Ripley rolls through, drop toe hold. Gets Rousey up, looking for a suplex perhaps. Rousey manages to escape. And a bulldog from behind. And once again targeting the arm. In preparation for that armbar, and you have to think if she can manage to get an armbar in, that is almost a certified victory for the baddest woman on the planet. Driving the foot into the chest in the corner. And Rousey now can't pull off whatever she was going for there, and Ripley lands a riptide. And that is her finishing manoeuvre, and that could be it. If Rousey can't kick out of this, but she can. Once again, like we saw in Bate versus Gulak, and also the tag team title match as well. All these competitors are showing what they're capable of and going to the limit to become champions. And that's what we want to see. That is the competitive spirit that we like. Big roundhouse kick from Rousey. Maybe you could call it a roundhouse kick. Maybe not. Anyway, slams Ripley down. And pace has just slowed down a little bit, going back to the arm. Just blows rapid strikes. And that's where Rousey has an advantage, is the speed game. With a big drop kick from Ripley. Takes her down and essentially eliminates that concern, really. Ripley drags Rousey into the centre of the ring. Calling her to her feet. And gets Rousey up. What's she looking for here? And this is the power we were talking about. The power game of Rhea. Stalling in the air. Stalling suplex. Blood rushes to the head. And now, once again getting Rousey to her feet. And for a second time in the match, the Riptide. And is that all she wrote? It is. And Rhea Ripley is your first ever Universe Mode SmackDown Women's Champion. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe for more. Obviously, we'll be back Thursday and Friday for the final parts of Money in the Bank. Subscribe, like the video, follow us on Twitter at WrestleVision YT. As Rhea Ripley is crowned the first ever SmackDown Women's Champ.